Archangel Michael says, there's a fire inside you that they tried to put out, but instead, it awakened something fierce. You were quiet, kind, and patient for a long time, and people got too comfortable thinking that you were easy to handle. But what they never realized is, your silence wasn't weakness, it was warning. People around you are starting to act strange, distant, and cautious, and you can feel it. They are scared of you, but not because you've done anything wrong. They're scared because they know you've changed, and that change carries power they can't control anymore. Behind your calm demeanor lies a truth too big for them to manage. You've been through too much, seen too much, and survived more than they know. That's why their fear is not about you hurting them, it's about them losing the hold they once had over you. You are no longer the version of yourself they used to manipulate. You are no longer waiting for people to validate your worth. And when you stopped giving that power away, that's when their fear began. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They whisper about you now because your presence exposes their falsehoods. You're not angry, you're awakened. You're not revengeful, you're aware, and that's more terrifying to them than anything else. They tried to label you dramatic, emotional, unstable, but that was their way of covering their own guilt. Because when you confronted them with truth, they weren't ready for your strength. That strength is divine, it's rising, and it refuses to be ignored anymore. Comment now if you feel this shift too. Because the people who doubted you are watching in disbelief. They thought they knew you, but what's unfolding now is a force they never expected. You don't even speak the same language anymore as the ones who underestimated you. You've outgrown their games, their opinions, their passive-aggressive tactics. Now, you walk in alignment, and they know they can't reach you there. Type Amen to get blessing 414. Archangel Michael says, you're not meant to please them, you're meant to pierce through illusions. That's why your energy is different. That's why some people pull away when they feel your presence. You carry truth now, not just survival. You move with purpose now, not just reaction. And that power is sacred, unstoppable, and deeply unsettling to those who once saw you as predictable. It's not that you're scary, it's that you can no longer be controlled. You're walking through this season with fire in your spirit and steel in your spine. People are nervous because they see you're not the same person who once gave second chances without limits. They remember when you were soft, forgiving, and willing to stay quiet for the sake of peace. Now they're witnessing your backbone, your boundary, your brilliance. They can't handle that side because it demands they reflect on their actions. Type Amen to get blessing 999. They know that if they cross you now, the old version won't show up. The new you doesn't argue, doesn't beg, doesn't explain. The new you watches in silence and acts with precision. You stopped allowing your kindness to be misused. You stopped showing up for people who never clapped for you. And now, your absence in their games is louder than any words you could have said. They try to paint you as difficult, cold, distant, but what they're really saying is, you no longer let me use you. That's what scares them. That's the part of you they never expected to face. Comment if this truth resonates. The energy around you is shifting fast because your spirit is demanding more. You've risen above their noise, and they're stuck in confusion. Type Amen to get blessing 828. Archangel Michael says, your growth has activated their guilt. Your evolution has revealed their manipulation. And that's why they're not smiling like before. You've activated something in them they tried to suppress, the knowledge that you were always more powerful than they gave you credit for. They knew the moment you woke up fully, their lies wouldn't survive around you. And now, they're walking on eggshells, unsure of how to navigate this version of you. Because you've stopped playing small. You've stopped trying to fix what you didn't break. And now, you walk with the energy of someone who knows their worth and refuses to settle. The ones who misused you now talk about you with caution. They don't know who you're connected to, what plans you have, or how much power is backing you. And that unknown terrifies them. Type Amen to get blessing 717. You've become the person they swore you'd never be, respected, unstoppable, unbothered. You've become the energy that walks into a room and shifts the entire mood. They used to talk over you, now they fall silent when you enter. They are afraid because you're protected. They are nervous because you're in alignment. And the universe is placing you where no gossip, no betrayal, no hidden intention can reach. Comment, I'm ready, if you're claiming this shift fully. You're not for everyone anymore, and that's a sign of elevation. The side of you they feared is the side that was always destined to rise. Your silence speaks volumes now. Your refusal to react shows mastery. And when they realize they've lost access to your energy, they panic. Type Amen to get blessing 636. Archangel Michael says, your angels are proud of the way you've protected your energy. You are not rude, you are healed. You are not distant, you are discerning. You've walked through too many shadows to play with light now. You've endured too many betrayals to keep circles that don't clap when you win. And the ones who were used to manipulating you are now scrambling to find a new target. They speak your name with confusion. How did you transform so fast? How did you become so grounded, so untouchable, so protected? Because they forgot who walks with you. And now, they are scared not because you'll hurt them, but because your presence reveals they. Truth. Type Amen to get blessing 555. You're no longer chasing people to understand your heart. You're attracting the ones who match your spirit. You've become magnetic, intense, and unpredictable, in all the ways you were meant to. The other side of you is not dark, it's divine. It's the version of you that no longer waits to be chosen. It's the you that walks in your own power and doesn't flinch. They gossip because they don't understand this new piece you carry. They wonder why you don't react the way you used to. But the truth is, they no longer deserve your reaction. Comment if you feel your light growing. You've come too far to shrink for anyone. Your silence is your sword now. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. People will always fear what they cannot control. And you, dear soul, were never meant to be caged. You were meant to rise, even if it made others uncomfortable. You're not meant to be liked by those who liked the weak version of you. You're meant to be loved by those who respect the strong version of you. That's why the room feels different now. You were never too much, they were too little. You weren't intimidating, they were intimidated. And that's the difference between you and them. Type Amen to get blessing 212. Your power doesn't scream, it moves in silence. Your strength doesn't fight, it watches and walks away. Your destiny doesn't compete, it arrives and commands. So if they fear the other side of you, let them. That side is the one who survived everything sent to break you. That side is the one who walks with God's armor. You were misunderstood because you were meant to break out of patterns, not conform to them. And now, you're finally free to move, act, and speak without apology. Comment, I'm not sorry, if this message hits your soul. You're no longer dimming your light to comfort others. And that's your rebirth. Type Amen to get blessing 444. You are not who they remember. You are who you were born to become. And this version of you doesn't seek revenge, it simply rises. The fears they feel are not about you, they're about their exposure. Because when you stopped explaining yourself, you started exposing their patterns. They used to fear losing control over you. Now, they fear the fact that they never really had it. And that truth is burning their illusions from the inside out. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Archangel Michael says, those who doubted you are about to witness your full awakening. And no matter how hard they try, they won't be able to copy, block, or stop what's coming for you. You've been forged by pressure. You've been sharpened by pain. And now, you move like destiny itself, with precision, peace, and power. Their fear is not your burden, it's their mirror. Let them talk. Let them whisper. Let them panic. Because you're not looking back. You're not slowing down. You're walking through fire, and not getting burned. Type Amen to get blessing 2025. You've earned every inch of your power. You've walked through betrayal, silence, gaslighting, and rejection, but you still kept your heart. And now, that same heart is armored with discernment they can't bypass. They don't know how to act around you anymore because you no longer make yourself small to fit into their expectations. You've upgraded your spirit and disconnected from their manipulative games. The energy you carry now sets off alarms in fake people's souls. People are beginning to tremble not because of your rage, but because of your peace. They know peace is dangerous when it belongs to someone who used to fight. Your calm is a sign that their access has expired. Type Amen to get blessing 818. Every room you walk into feels different now. You no longer explain who you are because your presence already tells the truth. They don't need a warning, they just feel the shift and try to adjust. But here's the part they cannot handle, you're not giving second chances like you used to. You don't bend like before. You don't wait for apologies that never come. That version of you who used to give endlessly is resting now. And the protector, the warrior, the unstoppable one has taken over. That's the side they're scared of, because that's the side that doesn't lose. Comment, I've changed, if you're embracing your power fully now. You owe no explanation to anyone who treated you like you were disposable. You're not here to be liked, you're here to be respected. Type Amen to get blessing 373. Archangel Michael says, when you were soft, they called you weak. When you became firm, they called you hard. But what they missed is that both sides of you are sacred and chosen. Your softness held space for love. Your strength holds space for protection. And now, you know when to use both with wisdom. People's fear of you now is simply a reflection of the power they never thought you'd embrace. They hoped you'd stay silent. They prayed you'd stay small. But they never imagined you'd wake up like this. Your glow now is untouchable because it's not about appearance, it's about energy. You walk like someone who knows who they are. And that identity is no longer up for discussion. Type Amen to get blessing 313. Let them wonder what happened. Let them fear what's next. Because you've stopped updating people who were never rooting for you. You've grown, and your elevation comes with boundaries. You're no longer available for nonsense, chaos, or emotional thieves. Your peace is your sword now. They fear you because they see they've been left behind. You're building in silence, shining in truth, and rising in divinely orchestrated timing. And they can't stop watching, because part of them still can't believe you made it. The other side of you is not revengeful, it's radiant. It doesn't attack, it ascends. And that kind of rise makes your enemies uncomfortable. Type Amen to get blessing 224. They feared the moment you'd stop explaining and just start living. That moment has arrived. You've shed your past, cut loose. Dead weight, and now you're accelerating. You are not for everyone anymore, and that's a beautiful place to be. Only those who value truth can walk beside you now. The rest will fall away, scared, confused, and bitter. And that's okay. Because what's ahead of you is not designed for crowds. It's designed for the called, the chosen, and the bold. Comment, no fear, if you're walking into this next chapter fully armored. You were never meant to blend in, you were made to break patterns. And your presence proves it every time you show up. Type Amen to get blessing 144. Archangel Michael says, you've become the person who cannot be used, cannot be played, cannot be manipulated. That version of you was hidden behind years of pain and misunderstanding. But now, it has fully arrived. They are scared because your joy is no longer dependent on their validation. They are nervous because your love no longer comes with no boundaries. And they are shaken because your growth is not slowing down. You now walk with a stillness that silences loud liars. You move with grace that exposes chaos. You are divinely layered, and no one knows what version of you they'll get anymore. That's what terrifies them. Type Amen to get blessing 505. They realize now that you were never naive, you were just hopeful. You wanted the best in people. You believed in redemption. But when they showed you who they really were, you believed that too. And now that you've walked away from who you once were, your presence sends chills. You carry both mercy and might. You can love deeply, but you can also walk away completely. You are not just strong, you are sacred. Your boundaries are not walls, they are filters for the divine. And those who cross them do so at the risk of losing access to someone unforgettable. Type Amen to get blessing 626. There's a weight in your silence now. It says, I see you, without needing to say anything. And those who did you wrong hear that silence loud and clear. They fear you because you now walk in alignment. You're no longer operating from wounds, you're moving from wisdom. That shift scares those who once controlled your emotions. They never expected you to heal. They never thought you'd evolve. They never believed you'd rise above their versions of you. But you did. And now, they tremble. Type Amen to get blessing 717. Comment, they were wrong, if you've reclaimed your full identity. You are proof that pain doesn't end a person, it refines them. And your refinement is on full display now. There is no revenge sweeter than peace. And your peace is loud right now. Your glow is their wake-up call. Keep moving. Keep growing. Let their discomfort be the sign that you are doing exactly what you were born to do. And remember, when your spirit is this powerful, they can only fear you because they can no longer use you. Type Amen to get blessing 000. You never needed to shout. Your evolution did all the talking. The side of you they fear is the one that can longer be bent, convinced, or coerced. They're afraid because you've become your own shelter. You don't look for safety in others anymore, you became the protection you once begged for. That alone made people uncomfortable. Your light is too bright for those who preferred your dim version. Your truth is too direct for those who survived on deception. And your presence is too raw for people who live in pretense. Type Amen to get blessing 373. Archangel Michael says, your strength now isn't in your voice, it's in your silence. It's in the way you no longer explain what you're doing. It's in the way you no longer ask for permission to shine. You've chosen peace over popularity. You've chosen solitude over shallow company. And that decision is echoing across the lives of people who once had the benefit of your softness. They don't know how to handle the new you. Not because you changed, but because they never really knew you to begin with. The version of you they feared was always hiding behind forgiveness. But now that your patience has ended, your power is revealed. Type Amen to get blessing 474. You stopped showing up for everyone else's comfort. You stopped breaking yourself into pieces to keep people whole. And now, your energy doesn't offer space to those who only wanted to drain you. That side of you, the bold one, the focused one, the elevated one, it frightens them. Not because you've done harm, but because you've broken free. Free from guilt, manipulation, and emotional contracts that kept you stuck. They never expected you to see through their masks. But now, you do. And worse, you've stopped reacting. Comment, I don't go back, if you've made your exit permanent. Because when you outgrow chaos, you become a mirror. And some people can't bear to look into what they helped destroy. Type Amen to get blessing 353. You now sit at a table you built from pain. And you eat in peace, no longer begging for crumbs. You've replaced desperation with discernment, and that shift has sent shockwaves through every room you walk into. People miss the old you, but only because the old you made their lives easier. The new you requires truth, effort, and presence. And not everyone is ready to give that. So let them fear what they don't understand. Let them whisper about how different you've become. Because different is divine. You've traded tears for triumph. You've traded breakdowns for boundaries. And they can feel the difference. Type Amen to get blessing 242. They don't fear you, they fear losing the benefit of your empathy. They don't hate the new you, they hate that the new you doesn't need them anymore. That's why the room goes quiet when you speak. You used to tiptoe around their emotions. Now, you walk in purpose. And that purpose has removed the fake, exposed the snakes, and called forth only those who move in truth. Your walk now is divinely guided. Your thoughts now are shielded by wisdom. And your path now is protected by angels. Archangel Michael says, this other side of you was never meant to stay hidden. It was waiting for the moment you got tired of shrinking. Type Amen to get blessing 999. And now, here you are. Bold. Brave. Blazing with purpose. The people who used to throw shade can't handle your light. The ones who thought you'd never make it are watching in silence. They are realizing too late that the door has closed. And not only closed, but locked permanently. They once had a seat at your table, and now they're watching through the glass. They thought your softness was a weakness. But now, they understand it was just a choice. And you've made a different one. Comment, I chose me, if you've finally stopped giving chances to those who never deserved them. The new you doesn't seek peace outside anymore, it carries it within. Type Amen to get blessing 313. You don't owe anyone the old you. You're allowed to be different now. You're allowed to evolve into the person who demands respect, sets clear boundaries, and never compromises your self-worth again. They are afraid because they know, if they hurt you now, it won't end the way it did before. There won't be a, let's talk. There won't be a, maybe next time. There will only be silence. You don't fight fire with fire anymore, you walk away and let the flame die alone. That's the part they don't know how to handle. And that's the side they fear the most. Type Amen to get blessing 838. Archangel Michael says, you are covered in light now. You don't have to beg for respect, you command it. You don't need validation, you embody it. People sense the shift before you even speak. Your aura has changed. Your vibration has risen. And while some people celebrate that, others fear it. Because your energy no longer lets in lies. It no longer supports disloyalty. It no longer apologizes for existing. Let them fear the other side of you. Let them fear the silence. Because silence from a healed person is louder than rage from a wounded one. Type Amen to get blessing 606. You are now a walking storm and sanctuary. A force that clears the fake and a shelter for the real. That duality is rare, and it makes you unstoppable. They didn't expect you to recover. They didn't plan for your glow-up. But now, they're witnessing it in real time. Let them fear it. Let them feel it. Because your light is no longer something you dim for others' comfort. Comment, I am not hiding anymore, if you're walking boldly into your season of truth. You are not their comfort zone, you are the change they didn't see coming. Type Amen to get blessing 454. You're not the same person who used to wait around for people to get it right. You're not the same soul who tolerated betrayal just to feel loved. You've become sacred soil, and only seeds of honor can grow in your space now. Let the whispers come. Let the distance grow. You don't chase people anymore. You chase purpose. They fear the side of you that chooses self-love over self-sacrifice. And that. Exactly the side that's going to carry you to your next blessing. Type Amen to get blessing 747. There is no going back. You've crossed the line where old habits die, and new visions take root. You're standing in the space of power now, one they never thought you'd reach. And because they cannot reach it, they'll fear it. But don't shrink. Don't soften. Don't return to old patterns to comfort others. Stand tall. Stand bold. Stand in your truth. Because that other side of you, it's not scary. It's sacred. Type Amen to get blessing 111.